Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Episode 4 of Paramount Plus's Halo TV series titled Homecoming. Got my review for you. And I'll just say right off the bat, I was a little disappointed with this episode. I really had high hopes that we were going to get a whole lot of action in. You know, we got a few scenes with Soren, but not a whole lot going for us, so I don't know what's going on right now, so I don't know. Just overall, just a little bit disappointed, but let's just dive into the nitty gritty. So we start out with the Master Chief heading to his home planet, trying to find out where this artifact is. In this episode, not really to go scene by scene, like I said in my last video, it's not really what I want to do, but what we've got going on here, just, this was another filler. They tried to do character building, but I can't find myself being invested into character building with what I know the Master Chief to be, what I know the Spartans in general to be, what I know some of these characters to be, just in general. I'm not really, they're just, like I said, I keep reminding myself, it's not canon, it's a totally different take on the show, but it's just so different. The only person who really is remaining true to themselves, or at least the two characters, I should say, that are remaining true to themselves to this point, are Halsey and Cortana. Just to start off with things I didn't like, like I told you guys, anytime Quan comes on screen, dude, I won't lie to you guys. I really did try this episode to try and pay attention to her scenes and her dialogue and things like that, and I just don't get this character's motivations. Like, I understand that she was raised by a person that believed in the rebellion, the insurrectionists, to fight against the UNSC's quote-unquote tyranny to the farmers and other outer colony worlds. But, dude, you gotta realize, man, look, there's a bigger threat. The Covenant are a bigger threat. Now, granted, the Covenant have not been played up as a big threat in this show yet. We've seen them obviously cause damage in the first episode, but I couldn't take that super serious because those are a bunch of insurrectionists. That wasn't the UNSC, and we obviously seen what the Spartans did to them. So I couldn't really take that, take that with a grain of salt. Really, that's what I'm trying to say. They just haven't been played up as a major threat yet. So, which I guess plays with the theme of the show of why Quan is still continuing to, I guess, get this rebellion started. I just don't get it, man. It's driving me insane. Quan, get your head out of your ass, girl. We get a little bit of action with Soren in this episode, defending Quan and the spokesman for the UNSC that are on the planet. I can't remember what this general guy's name is right off the top of my head. But you got his men causing some havoc on the civilians, and then Soren gets into a fight with a couple of them. They have to escape a church that they went to meet up with what should have been some generals for the insurrectionists, but everybody seems to have given up. The general eventually hires an assassin to try and take down Quan and quell the rebellion completely get rid of everybody who has any ties to it whatsoever. A little bit of action with that. I don't know. I was expecting a lot from this episode, and I feel like I was disappointed. I feel like I was let down quite a bit. I didn't get anything. I don't know what's up with this and why they keep doing this. I don't know. Maybe this is just where the budget goes, to show where the budget goes for each episode, but why do they keep showing the UNSC marching everywhere? I get it. You wanted to show it off maybe in the first 2 episodes, which, as I always say, the production crew of this, the design crew, the production crew, everybody that's not writing the scripts for these characters has done a phenomenal job and needs a raise. I don't know why they keep showing that. You're wasting screen time. You could be using that for something else, an action scene maybe. I don't know. When they do these long dialogue scenes and episodes, I just can't get fully invested because it's just not what I know Halo to be. I guess maybe if we had some action and then we had moments of silence leading up to long dialogues, maybe. How they've done in the games where, you get a bunch of action and then long dialogue scene, go right back to the action. Maybe if they were doing something of that nature, I'd be a little bit more invested, but I don't know. And I don't like this whole Master Chief and then Kai, I believe her name is. I can't remember what number her Spartan number is, but her feelings and I just can't get into it. So, all right, that's enough griping about what I didn't like about this episode. Let's talk about some of the things I did like. As always, production crew, people, design, their CGI, just everything. I mean, even though I don't like how human Cortana looks, I still think the design, it looks great. It looks realistic. It looks like she's really there. It looks great. The CGI on her is wonderful. The motion capture graphics over top of Jen Taylor is great. The designs of all the characters, CGI, just it looks great. It looks phenomenal. I'll probably keep repeating this in just about every review I have, but I can't say enough good things about it. Like, it really, this is what I've wanted from a lot of like sci-fi. Anytime I turn on the sci-fi channel or something, this is how I wanted to see. We didn't get anything with the Covenant in this episode, which, I mean, I guess it helps with furthering along the Master Chief's story and any other side plots. I did like, however, I will say I did enjoy the character building with Miranda Keyes a little bit. Getting a little bit more backstory on this Miranda Keyes, this version of her. I did like that. I did like how she was trying to figure out what's going on, if the other Spartans had a connection. I did like that. Like, the Spartans in the scene were okay. They're supposed to be stiff, dry characters, whatever. That's fine. I did enjoy, however, Miranda interacting with all of them and having these conversations, trying to fully understand them, because she mentions that her mother would not allow her anywhere near the Spartans because she does not like humanity. She doesn't like humans. She thinks humans are messy, and the Spartans are machines that follow every order, directive. They get things done. They're Halsey's creations. She wanted to keep it as far away from her daughter as possible because obviously her and her daughter don't get along. Miranda was a teenager at one point, and Miranda was rebellious. Miranda did whatever she wanted. So I did like the ending dialogue at the end when the chief discovers the second part of the artifact, or the second artifact that goes with the smaller one. The monologue, kind of that, or voiceover if you want to call it, that Miranda did about describing her mother and who she is. I did like that. That gives a lot of the people that didn't read any of the books or don't have a whole lot of hardcore lore knowledge of Halo background on her, which is great. Overall, I'm probably going to give this episode, it's probably my least favorite of the series so far. I'm going to give this episode, probably say about a 4. Now I'll even say a 3.5 out of 10. I just can't, like I said, I cannot get behind the story arcs of this. I don't like the direction that they're taking some of these characters. I'm gonna continue to watch it in hopes that maybe it gets better with the action scenes that are hopefully coming down the road. I got a feeling at this point we may not even see Halo this season. We might get a glimpse of it at the very end, because for those of you that don't know, this show has been renewed for a second season. It was renewed for a second season before the first season even came out. I don't even think we're going to see Halo. I think we're going to see the fall of Reach by the end of this season. And if we don't, I don't know how much longer they can drag out all this other character stuff if they don't show us the fall of Reach. So, all right, guys, I appreciate you tuning in, checking out the video. Let me know what you guys think. Please comment below. I respond to every comment. And let's have a conversation about it. Maybe you guys are absolutely enjoying this, and I hope some of you are. I hope people out there are actually getting something from this, because I don't want people to get the idea that video games can't work in television. I just think that sometimes the wrong people get a hold of them. But all right, guys, I'll see you in the next video. Have a wonderful evening.